Breaking the ice, the Silksong debacle. So, Trice, I'm just gonna go ahead and start it. That what the hell is happening in gaming? Everyone who
Hey,
plays any games know what Hollow Knight Silksong is. How long people have waited on it, and
7 years.
It's currently blown up right now. People are happy. People are loving the game. You know, little ups and downs here and there, but there are people, developers, influencers, and regular folk who really believe that there's a problem with the pricing of Silksong. I'm gonna break it down. They're not upset that it's too expensive. They're not upset that it's inaccessible. But you have people literally saying that they charged too little for such a product. I can't believe my ears. I can't believe I
Yeah,
read it. I can't believe I heard it. You
flabbergasted.
have people complaining in the year 2025 when games are upwards of $80. That's your phone, Nintendo. And above with deluxe editions, collector's
Ugh.
editions, and they're trying to milk us for every nickel and dime you can find under the couch. And there is a dev team, Team Cherry, shout out to you by the way, who
Hey,
put out a product
yo, shout out Team fucking Cherries for standing on business. Let's fucking
standing
go.
on morals, who put out a product not once but twice and charged a relatively reasonable, and instead of praise, well, no, I'll take that back. They did get praise, but not just praise. They get backlash because they charged. I'm gonna kick it over to my co-host Trice. What you got for me on this topic?
Listen, it's so we just living in crazy times right now. Cause never, ever would I had thought we would be discussing a topic of people complaining. And I just want to reference this. It's not people. It's a lot more devs and companies that's doing the complaining, but it's still some people complaining about a game being too affordable, saying, "Hey, you gave us too much for that price." I never could have pictured something like this happening. Like if this was a trivia question, oh baby, I would have got sent home. I wasn't moving on to the next round because, like, listen, I wish I could say that about all the games I buy. This is too much value. Oh my god, how would I make it on tomorrow? Because I have so much stuff to play for 19.99. Yeah, we in crazy times, man. Just a little synopsis, and I just find this interesting, and I put it at the bottom. This dev quote, of course, it's an anonymous, but he said that he's worried Silk Song set an unrealistic bar because Silk Song is a massive quality indie sequel, but was at a budget price, which could make it harder for other indie studios to justify higher pricing. So, in layman's terms, these devs are saying, "Hey, you're undercutting us. For that, you should have charged 30, 40. That not no 19.99, baby. Cuz when we release our game with half the quality and half the value, and we going to release it at 30, $40. We going to look stupid." When I say this game got the devs set, when I say they probably getting all type of calls at the company, mad letters, and the fact that a dev even went on record of saying this just shows you how grimy the gaming company is, even on the indie side. So if this is happening on the indie side, do you already know it's happening on the AAA side? But shout out to fucking Team Cherry. It's something about them cherries, boy. They stand on business. That's all I'm gonna say about them cherries. This is just a crazy thing to have to report on, especially when so many times I find myself saying, "Hey, these games suck. We didn't get no value." The whole Anthem debacle, Madden, college football, all these games where you don't even get the value of $60, and then they turn around and say, "Hey, it's not 60, it's $100, it's $80." Like, what value am I getting for the cost of a game going up $20? Because you already wasn't giving me what I asked for. Now you gonna ask for more and give me less? Crazy. But shout out to Silk Song, shout out to Team Cherry for standing on fucking business. That's what the fuck. I wish I could report on more devs doing shit like this. Cause baby, listen, I'll put a segment in the show every week if more developers was doing stuff like this. This is amazing. And they standing on business and they taking a backlash on the chin and they not phased at all.
But not even just the audacity of that one dev. There was another one who was part of the team that put out a recent game called Hell Is Us. And according to this dev, he feels that it was irresponsible of Team Cherry to release Silksong at its price because it will ramifications in a sense it will have on other devs, indie quality and AAA, and how consumers should not expect other companies to produce such a product at such a price. And it was callous of them to release that game without giving forewarning to others, because now, some teams move their game away. They chose to put theirs out, and they feel, that their game may be negatively impacted financially because of this. But I have this to say to you. All you're doing is saying you are releasing inferior product if you feel your game cannot compete, because Team Cherry and no dev studio is beholden to worry about your bottom line for your product. Because if that's the case, then are any of you all calling out Rockstar Games and Take Two for Grand Theft Auto 6? Because the last time I checked, when they delayed GTA 6 to next year, every studio took a big, because before that announcement was made, there were hardly no release dates or announcements for games for the later end of this year, 2025. When they delayed that game and said, yeah, it'll be next year, everything was coming out now. Everybody's willing to put their stuff out and everybody's willing to go. Because now, if you paid attention, and we'll get into this later in our next segment, every top end or AAA-esque game you want to call it, all of them are trying to come out before May of 2026. We've heard no announcement of anything coming out of June or later on, or if it's past May, it's in 2027, because GTA 6 will kill the gaming market. Not be played, wives will be ignored, girlfriends will not be entertained. But my whole thing is, you all have the gall, the audacity to come at an indie studio who just wants to make good game. When did that stop being a thing? Good game. You come at an indie studio about this. Do you all do this? Like I said, are you all calling Rockstar and getting on them? Are any of you all calling Activision, Call of Duty, and how that soaks up a good market share? I don't hear any of this for the big boys, but you want to be so humble and come at the little guy. The
Listen,
little guy who put out not only a good product in the first one, I'm gonna say this out loud. They gave DLC. The original Hollow Knight had, I believe, 4 DLCs that came to it, and they were all free. And the only reason Silksong exists is because when they were going to release that for free for the original Hollow, they said, you know what, this is too good. Too good. We'll make it a full-fledged game and give you more. And all they asked for was $5 more than the original. In our quote-unquote macroeconomic troubling times, with inflation, the T word, and everything else, they just raised the price by 5. I think that says a lot to the gaming industry as a whole. And you, sir, Mr. Dev of Hell of Us, took out
listen.
a lot of me.
Imma get a little aggressive just 'cause, you're not gonna come at Team Cherry like that. Yo, it is not my concern. Whatever your company is doing and the position that you're in and whatever situation you're, it is none of my concern. Because if I was in a mess up position and if I was down and out and if I was struggling, no one give a damn about me. So why should I care about you? And the only reason why you even got your whole little feathers in a ruffle is because you feel like this is gonna cost you money for an inferior product. But baby, and let me say it for the people in the back in cheap seats. The elephant doesn't move for the fly. The fly moves for the elephant. You know why? Because the bitch bets to get out the way or that elephant is gonna crush them. I think these devs and all this uproar, I think you should put your head down, go in there, get your team up right, and get your weight up in the gym, basically. Don't stop doing all this complaining about this Team Cherry and how they did it, how they was in the position to make it 1999 because they're indie and they have so much recognition and this, that, and the third. Get your weight up. Get your weight up in the gym and then come step to me. And like I said, you're the fly in the situation. section if you didn't know already. You little dev complainers and anonymous dev quotes. You're the fly and Team Cherry is the elephant. So if you get crushed, Team Cherry doing what they do, that's your fault. That's your fault. You made that company and you chose to make the game that way and price it that way. That is on you. So anything Team Cherry does is of none of your concern. Go to the gym, get your weight up, bruh. All this hoopla and all this in the news, like, get your weight up. Make better games. Don't fluff your price. You're really trying to be on par with AAA for an indie game. Like, you're not that far off, even right now. Like, $40, 45. Like, y'all keep trying to creep up. And I like indie companies. Indie companies, 9 out of 10, make better product than AAA, in all honesty. But for you indie companies that is trying to arm wrestle and put shock fear into Team Cherry. Team Cherry developed Silksong for 7 years. And after 7 years, they still was like, hey, 1999. Doesn't matter how long it took us. Matter of fact, Team Cherry made the game, made it that price because they didn't spend that much money on development. Not saying they didn't spend money, but I'm saying their expenses are a lot lower than all of you other indie studios because they have control over everything. Unlike you have to answer to somebody. All they got to answer to is, hey, we want to make the best game at a reasonable price. How can we do that? That's the only thing they answer to. And therefore, Team Cherry needs to be celebrated. It's kind of, listen, if you ain't on Team Cherry, fuck you too. That's all I got for that.
Not even just that, but we've talked about indie games and indie studios on this show before, and they are just another shining example, ass whooping that they're giving AAA and how indies are really pushing it. But I just want to add, Team Cherry is made up of 3, and even though it took them a while to make Silksong, they did it because one, it took their time, their expenses was lower, but they're also regular Joe. I believe one of them, even still after the success of the first game, selling millions and making millions. One of them still stays in their same quote unquote regular apartment. He did not up his life and get extravagant, extra expensive things just to say, oh, well, I need to charge people more to keep up this lifestyle. He humbled themselves. And AAA needs to do the same thing. You had indie devs saying, well, how can I charge $20 for my game now when look at theirs? Okay, well, charge what you want to charge in all honesty. But if what your product is that you're putting out is inferior or not, it will reflect in the sales. It will reflect in the masses. Because as we have reported before, the consumer, the fans in the stand, they're money stingy now. The wallets are closed. The checkbooks are not being opened. No one's Apple paying anyone anymore. You all have pushed and pushed and pushed. And the standing goes, vote with your wallet. That's what everyone is doing now. You want to put out slop? It'll sit there like slop. I think Team Cherry did. It took a while. Hey, most great things do take a while to come. But phenomenal job. The industry as a whole, needs to get their shit together.
Definitely hit the comment sections. Let us know how you feel about Silksong and the pricing and all the backlash they getting and hate they getting from devs. And like I said, the game is not perfect. Like the game has its own little quirk issues, but Team Cherry is still by consumer for consumer mindset. And I think that's what's setting it apart. And I think that's why it's gonna be in the history books. Like Silksong, the success of it, the story of it, even their last game, like they'll be itched in history forever for taking a stand against the norm. Cause it's real easy to just do the normal thing that everybody else is doing. It's really hard to go out on your own and stand up on that island by yourself. It's very difficult. And yet Team Cherry has done it, and I think they deserve all the praise. So definitely let me know below how you feel about Team Cherry in the game and the success.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?